Ever since Pokemon Champions officially released, we have stated it can be played completely free. But should it be? Well, Zack is claiming that maybe there is something you should buy, and we're going to talk about it.
Bros and badges, gotta collect them all.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Bros and Badges, and today we are talking about the one thing that I think you should buy in Pokemon Champions. I'm going to make my case, and I'm going to see if I can sell Joe on it or not, because Joe is still a good old freebie player. He's been playing completely free. I respect that, but I got to a point where I couldn't do it anymore, and I want to talk about it. So, guys, I don't think the starter bundle is worth buying. I don't think the premium battle pass is worth buying. I really think a lot of those rewards it gives you, you win anyway in the game. You get enough VP for the most part. I mean, if you're struggling for VP, then obviously that's a consideration, but I feel like both the things they give you are pretty achievable in the game if you play it enough. But the one thing that is not achievable in the game is storage space. And guys, I finally did it. I buckled down and I got the season pass, which costs you about $50. Ugh, if you're gonna buy it for the entire year. It is cheaper, if you just buy it monthly, but it still adds up to around $50 or $60 a year anyway. So that's what I did. But why did I do this? Well, the main reason I did it is because I got to a point where I was trying to get Pokemon from the ranch, and I had my storage filled up. I think I had 50 or 60 slots. It does give you more as you progress through the storyline. I think I'm up to the point now where the game would have given me 70 to 80 free spots once you reach Master Ball rank. I think it's 80 that they give you. It's somewhere in there, 70 to 80. But either way, before I got to Master Ball rank, I was at this spot where I was getting Pokemon from the ranch. I had my entire box filled up, and I was having to set them free. I was having to set ones free and be like, well, I'm not really using this Pokemon. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm not really using this Pokemon. I'm going to get rid of it. And I guess I could have been smarter and just chosen 20 Pokemon at a time to be like, I'm going to get rid of all of these Pokemon and just keep it to this core group that I'm using. But I was getting so annoyed because I wasn't doing that way. And I wasn't really sure which Pokemon I wanted to get rid of. So then every time I saw a new Pokemon on the ranch I wanted, I'd have to go set one free. And I was like, this is getting really dumb and really annoying. And then I'd go back later and be like, man, I actually wish I'd kept that Pokemon. So I buckled down. I bought it because you go from 80 max, it seems like, to 1,000 plus storage space for your Pokemon. Crazy. And then you also have the ability to have multiple teams that you can build at the same time. I think up to 15 teams. Anyways, guys, I think that's the most egregious part of this game is the storage space. And we did talk about this early on. It is a game that can be played for free, but it also definitely finds its ways to reward you for paying. And to me, that's the most egregious one. Really, 80 spots is nothing. And you don't start with 80, by the way. You start with 50. And as you progress the story, you get more, sure. But that's really nothing, especially if you're trying to build a bunch of different teams I have been doing, because it took me that just to reach Master Ball rank, was building a bunch of different teams and trying them out. So I buckled down. I don't like it. $50 is actually a lot of money. That's the same price as the new Star Fox game. So if you don't want to, I'm a shill. But anyway, no, seriously, guys, if you're more interested in buying that new Star Fox 64 remake that just got announced, that's only $50 at Walmart. That's only $50 digitally. So if you're I'd rather do that than play Champions, I'm giving you the out here. Go buy that game. You might have more fun than I have been having with Champions, pulling my hair out trying to get to Master Ball rank. Anyway, guys, but yeah, that's why I buckled down. That's why I bought it. Do I feel great about it? No, but I feel really good having 1,000 spots as opposed to 50 or 80. Yeah. Oh man, now I can build as many terrible teams as I want.
It's
Joe, does this sell you?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's funny coming from the series where the tagline is "Gotta catch them all," and they're like, "Yeah, well, catch 50 to 80 of them if you're not willing to pay." So clearly catching them all is not free. Listen, man, I'm not going to harp on you. I get it. And we've spoken in multiple videos about how your playstyle is and how much fun you have crafting unique and different teams to meet certain occasions. So I think honestly, it's probably money well spent for you. I just think it makes sense. It completely lifts that burden of you having to get rid of mons that maybe in the future you were going to need, right? That's what sucks about it is I'm sure you've sat down and were trying to mull it over of like which one you got to get rid of, just to realize later down the line you got rid of the wrong one, you know? So
literally has happened multiple times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't it, right? It's the storage space doesn't even match the maximum amount of Pokemon that are in this first season. So I think that's kind of like pretty egregious, like you said. But again, unfortunately, we can't all be like me, playing completely free. Although a lot of people can. I do think that there is still a lot to be said to be a free-to-play player. I think we've talked about it on the channel before. I'm mainly like a singles guy, so and not to mention on top of that, my team does stay pretty stagnant. I found like a good core 3 and like a pretty core 6. I rotate a few. So like I don't often search for Pokemon as much. So I think like there are, like, if you're hearing this and you're getting mad at Zack, like, it doesn't affect you genuinely. If you're someone who doesn't see the problem in this, you don't need to spend the money. I still am pretty adamant about being free to play. Like I personally, I don't think I need 1,000. But again, for someone like you, Zack, you are someone who is in the fields. You are crafting these teams. You have so many cores. I mean, I think like since the game came out, you've told me like 4 or 5 different like gimmicks you've given a chance, like things that you've tried out.
And that's not even the ones that I didn't bother telling you.
Exactly. You're in the lab.
I've
you're
built
doing
probably
this
a good
stuff, man.
12 to 15 teams. Some of them I only test out for like a couple, a couple days, and I'm like, well, get me out of here. This isn't working.
Exactly.
But,
and the thing is you never know when the time will come that you may want to use that team again. So like if you cycle out your teams, like you're going to like vastly hurt your chances later on when something else becomes meta or something, clicks in your head and you're like, oh, actually, if I made this change, that previous team would be good. So yeah, and also to be fair, like the game does need to make money, right? Like end of the day, like people need to spend money on this game. So even if you're someone who buys like the battle pass because you want like the limited time apparel or you just want that, the points, I mean, again, I can't really tell you what to do with your money, right? I think like where we kind of stand on the channel is we just say, listen, if your problem is you don't want to whale out on this game, you don't have to. But if you want to, do it. Maybe Star Fox doesn't look that good to you. Maybe 1,000 Pokemon is the better choice. And if that's the case, I say do it. So yeah, Zack, I mean,
and also I'm the guy that spent money on Pokemon Quest, the game that everyone hates and thinks is like the worst Pokemon game of all time. So
which side
so
note,
maybe don't take my advice.
We've spoken about Pokemon Quest, but for all you guys, if you haven't checked it out, please check the China server of that game. I don't know what they're doing up in there. That is crazy. I think they took all the money Zack spent on that game and they started funding it exclusively over there because it's crazy. But yeah, guys, I mean,
so
ultimately, support the game however you want to support it. Keep playing it. No matter what, people are going to spend money. And I think at least, and this is why, like, I think you did a good job, selling it to me, Zack, is even though I don't plan on buying it, I do at least, I think in our conversations and just in general of seeing your evolution in the game, I see the benefit for it. It's not like the battle pass where like I'm completely like, it doesn't matter to me. I do see a benefit in the membership. It makes sense to me. And I think if you're someone who is going to be trying out a bunch of teams, it's probably money well spent. This game's only going to get bigger. They're only going to add more Pokemon. So those slots are not going to get themselves. So get a job, put $50 aside, and then you can start having some fun.
But guys, if you are completely free to play players, you can still make a good 5 to 6, maybe even 7 teams with the slots they give you. So it's not like it's incredibly mandatory that you spend this money. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you don't have to. I'm just saying that's what I did. I caved and I wanted more storage space. Doesn't mean you have to. Again, this game can still be played free, and we've been overall pretty surprised at how free this game is, coming from the guy who just dropped $50. But anyway, guys, that's all we got got for you today. Let us know your feelings on it. Do you think it's worth buying the membership, or do you think it's not? And you guys have been having a great time just as free players. Let us know in the comments, and we will see you all on the next Bros and Badges podcast.